I was going to work very early and I was robbed. I've had experience, like my brother has had that experience.
Okay.
And that was as at 6 a.m. He was even caught with a machete. As at 6 a.m.
We're going to be discussing risks, precautions, solutions.
At that time, you still feel very sleepy, you still feel very tired from the previous
Yeah.
day. So your body is not fully awake, but you just have to get on the road. It's Lagos. I was going to work, and from afar, there was a lady and a guy. She was practically dragging the car. Give me my bag, give me my bag, give me my bag. Tip. He just pulled up and he said, enter now, same me. I'm the only one that wants to enter his Sienna. He was not calling passengers. And as I said, see people now, ask her if she's going to say anything.
At least it's not just
So
you.
he was like, don't worry, there are passengers at the phone. I was not telling him, okay, if you don't call passengers, I will come down.
So, do you think there is a way to identify this one chance vehicles?
Okay, another way is you're trying to enter a KK and there are two persons in the KK. Stay in between. I'll come down on the front. And he said he was held.
Imagine having a BRT that actually leaves the mainland by 4, 5, 6 as early as possible for you to get to your destination very early.
Most people, when you wake up after 30, you're still very tired.
That's the problem.
I don't sleep in the bus.
What would you suggest that could help these early commuters feel safer and have peace of mind?
Okay, one thing I would say.
Benson Princess is a dynamic product manager with a passion for turning ideas into impactful solutions. Constantly on the move, both in thought and in action, she thrives on innovation, collaboration, and the thrill of bringing teams together to build something remarkable. With a keen eye for problem solving and an unshakable drive for execution, Princess isn't just about managing products, she's about shaping experiences. Whether she's brainstorming the next big feature or fine-tuning a go-to-market strategy, she brings energy, adaptability, and a relentless curiosity to the table. When she's not leading teams towards the next breakthrough, you'll likely find her on the road, gathering insights, connecting with users, and staying ahead of the curve. For Princess, every journey, whether physical or strategic, is an opportunity to discover, innovate, and lead.
Hi everyone. Hello Stone Circle Farm. Welcome back to another sizzling episode of Stone Circle Podcast. Let's talk safety and preach peace of mind. My name is Jennifer, and once again, I'm privileged to be hosting this episode of Stone Circle Podcast. So, if this is your first time joining us for any of our podcasts, any of the episodes at all, I'm going to be assuring you right now, right here, that you are in for a ride. But before we dive in, I have one tiny request. Please go back and check out the previous episodes on Stone Circle Podcast. We've tackled a lot of things. We've tackled everything ranging from online scams to social media gossips, and trust me, you don't want to miss any of that. So today, our mission here today is quite simple. So the topic for today's discussion is safety and security challenges for early morning commuters in Lagos. So we're going to be discussing risks, we're going to be talking on precautions, and obviously we're going to be discussing solutions for these early morning commuters in Lagos. So going forward, joining me in the studio to discuss this amazing topic today is a very beautiful Princess. So Princess is joining us today as a guest, and let's say hello to our guest for today. Hi Princess.
Hi Jennifer.
How are you doing today?
Very well, thank you.
Thank you very much for joining us.
It's a privilege.
All right, can you say hi to our audience and tell us a little bit about yourself?
Hi Stone Circle Farm. My name is Benson Princess. I'm a product manager, passion-driven product manager. I take that back. I'm a passion-driven product manager. I stay in Lagos, and I'm geared towards passion. I have passion for product management. I am a very enthusiastic person. I'm a very positive person, and I'll also say I'm a very creative person. I always want to look out for solutions any possible ways, and I can just sit and just think about any improvement that I can work on for you or for your product. So that's a little about myself. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, product manager Princess. Thank you very much. So what do you have to say about our topic today? Safety and security challenges for early morning commuters in Lagos.
All right. So for this topic, I would say I can resonate with it because I'm an early morning commuter in Lagos virtually every week. So I would say that I have quite a lot of experience around this topic, and I'm willing to share about it. And I know I'm going to have a good conversation with you.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for that. So when you say you can resonate with this topic, does it mean you said you are an early morning commuter in
Yes, I
Lagos?
am.
For how long is that?
I would say for close to 8 months.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So what is your route? Where's your route?
The mainland to the island. Mainland to the island.
Like what's the sequence?
Would I say every 4 days?
Every 4 days you're
Yeah.
on the road very early. How
Oh,
early, please? Sorry.
As early as 4:30.
Oh, that's very, very early. All right, so tell us, share your experiences with how has it been? How has it been so far? You go, you come. Is it just mornings? Is it morning and nights? Do you do nights too?
Okay, most times I do nights. Especially during the weekends.
Okay.
I do nights, and I must tell you, it's most times it's scary. Yeah, because I watch the news every day and I hear stories, and I don't think I hear stories. And do I get scared? Yes, I do. Like you said, I leave relatively very early. 4:30.
4:30
That's
is quite
very,
early.
It's very early, and I can count how many number of persons I see on the road, and they are not good faces. So you can imagine, it's so scary. It's I'm living on God, I beg.
Yeah.
When I leave my house, that kind of thing. So it's, and at that time you still feel very sleepy, you still feel very tired from the previous
Yeah.
day. So your body is not fully awake, but you just have to get on the road. It's Lagos.
Okay, so let's go over to the questions I have for you today.
Alright.
The saying Lagos is actually a very fast-paced city.
Definitely.
Like everyone is always in a rush, in a hurry. So, but does that rushing out before dawn make these people vulnerable to crime?
Yes, I would say yes. Though I would say yes because I've heard stories when somebody say I was going to work very early and I was robbed. I've had experience, like my brother has had that experience,
Okay.
and that was as at 6 a.m.
Wow.
Yes.
Okay.
So 6 a.m. So he said how he was robbed of his money. He was even caught with a machete. As at 6 a.m. in Lagos.
6 a.m. is not that early, though.
Exactly. But people are scared to move out at that time.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you that is on the road at 6 a.m. and you just see one or two persons and you can be attacked.
So
And again, it depends on the area.
yes.
Yeah, so it depends on the area. Coming from where I'm coming from, I would say it's not so safe. Basically.
It's not so safe.
Not so safe. Like more like we don't
But
have.
so far, how has it been? Have you encountered any of these crimes? Have you encountered any sort of crime at all?
Yes, it was just once, but I was quick to detect, so I had to run back. It was just once. I could
Tell
see
us
from afar.
about it.
So I was going to work on a Monday morning, and these people, they know that Monday morning is the bus one hustle of
Rush,
Lagos.
yeah.
Most people that go back to work from weekend, and I was going to work, and from afar I just saw two people. It was a lady and a guy. She was practically dragging the bag. At that time, I was just coming out from my streets. I was really tired.
Yeah,
My body had
imagine
not
working.
fully woken up,
Yeah,
and I'm just saying, give me my bag, give me my bag, give me my bag. Tip. I had to run back.
Oh.
I actually got to work late that day, but it could have been me,
Yeah.
So that experience, I spoke about it for the whole week.
So how does this affect their well-being? How do you think it affects these early commuters' well-being?
Like I said, my brother had that experience, and he was caught with a machete.
Yeah,
So, and he didn't go to work for weeks
that's a lot.
because it was on his leg. Because he was
Oh.
trying to run, and they had to cut him on his leg. So it could have been his neck.
Yeah,
Definitely.
it could have been
It
something
could have been his
serious.
neck. It could have been any part of his body. So it's definitely like affecting them. It's affecting their productivity. It's even affecting you in the coming days, and you'll be like, even when it's 6:30, you will not still be able to go out. So it's already affecting your mental. Like even
as far as
6
it's not bright outside, I'm not going anywhere.
I'm not going anywhere. So
Yeah.
you can see it's already affecting your consciousness, affecting your
Lifestyle,
your
everything,
lifestyle.
basically
So you
everything.
cannot just move out and say, it's 6 a.m. I can go out now. It's Lagos. No,
Yeah.
you still be like, let me wait till 7.
Interesting. Okay, so do you think transportation? Okay, what do you think are the problems? Why do you think people actually do these early commutes to wherever they are
First
going
and
to?
foremost, Lagos is a very fast-paced city, like you said.
Yes.
And one thing with Lagos is no matter where you are going to, there will always be traffic.
Oh, okay. Traffic, yeah.
No matter where you are going to, even if you are moving from, have you had this experience that you had leg traffic? You are walking and there's traffic on leg. So
for
even if
pedestrians, interesting.
they used to call it leg traffic. So
Yeah.
even as a pedestrian, you will still experience traffic. Keke will block the road.
Yeah.
Delivery,
yeah.
these delivery dispatch riders, they will
Especially in
block
the markets, like very small congested markets, you have like
and many opportunities in Lagos are on the island.
okay.
So people are always coming from there, and the island is a very people, like I said, many of the opportunities are here. So people try to beat traffic just to get here on time.
Okay. Yeah.
Do you understand? Just to beat the traffic, people are coming from the mainland is big. You have Egbeda, you have Ikoton, you have Surulere, you have Bodeton, you have so many places. So people are coming from all these places. To get buses is another thing.
Transportation,
get a bus, and they will push you, they will match you, and you still have to form steez and composure now. So you have to leave your house on time if you want your steez and your composure to be on task before you get to work.
Yeah.
So and to beat traffic, to get a bus,
yeah, and to work early. Yeah.
So that you can even settle in before the day. If not, you just be exhausted. Imagine coming
because that
traffic.
is a lot. I've not been opportune to. I won't call it opportune. I've not been in that situation that I have to commute to work from a very far distance, that I have to pick like 2, because I know a lot of people pick like 2 or 3 buses before they get to their destination, and that is a lot. Like when I see people do that, I'll be like, man, you are strong.
And they do it 365 days.
Exactly. Now imagine someone, you said yours is like once in a week.
So
imagine if you are doing it every day. That would be a lot.
But people do it.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and they're fine. But are they really fine?
Are they really fine? That's the problem. Because right now it seems as if it's becoming a permanent reality.
You like just take it as
early commuting is becoming like a permanent reality. Like everybody is, as early as 3 you are up. We didn't even talk about the fact that you have to wake up early. Wake up to dress up, have your bath,
and if you are going to pack your lunch, you have to wake up extra early so you cook.
Exactly. So let's talk about this one chance nightmare. The fear of entering the wrong buses for these early commuters, because I know this is one aspect that they tend to experience from. Have you experienced something like that?
Alright, so recently I was on my way to work, and so it was a Sienna coming from the mainland to the island, and he just pulled up and he said, enter now, Semes. I'm the only one that wants to enter your Sienna. Okay, why did I not really such it? He was playing a prayer, this early morning prayer.
Yes.
So I'm like, okay, this person is a church person, but at the same time my mind was like, okay. So he actually opened the back of the Sienna for me to enter, and I'm like, let me sit down at the front. I'll sit down at the front. So I actually entered, and he was not calling passengers. And as I said, okay, see people now. Ask her if she's going to say
at least. So it's not just
so
you.
He was like, don't worry, there are passengers at the front. I was not telling him that, okay, if you don't call passengers, I will come down. Because you are moving slow and I have to get to work, and I didn't even wake up on time. He wasn't telling me that I'm not going to, if you want to come down, I'll see passengers at the front. I'm like, okay, let's call passenger. And I haven't actually called the passenger myself. And when I saw people entering, I'm like,
okay, you now calm down. I think someone like me would have been, if it was something bad, I think because one thing is that I don't like sitting in front of vehicles. So if you had said back, maybe to some extent I would have been like, okay, fine, because I'm not very conscious. Like, I would rather prefer to stay in the back than you offer me the front seat.
And when I got into the car, I didn't really like rest my bag. I was holding my bag and I was looking back. And I was like, oh, there's no problem. I said there's no problem.
Until you picked
once he
people.
picked people, I'm like, okay. And I saw the people he picked, they were really, really, I'm like, okay.
I'm sure it's going to be like a very big issue for a lot of people.
When I was actually entering the bus, and like all those, they call them agberos, they're like, yeah, the only one entering that bus, are you not going to calm down? And I was like, Shay, are you listening to me? Or I didn't even, so the driver was something like that. I should not mind him that he's drunk.
So do you think there is a way to identify these one chance vehicles and transports?
Okay, all right, so something that's been trending recently is particularly in the west, particularly Ibadan. I've been seeing it on social media. Is when you enter this vehicle, they'll start talking about dollars in the back.
Oh, okay.
It might be like a old like skill. I mean, how they used to call it, a old tactic. But
yeah.
To be very honest, it is recently being used so many times. Like, it's happening. Like, that's the biggest one right now. Do you know that there's dollars in that bag? Really,
they just had discussion. I think it starts from discussion. They now start discussing, and before you know it, you are joining the discussion. And from there, some of them even make use of charms and all this juju and all. Before you know it, they've stripped you of everything.
If you're very, I won't call it a greedy person. You're someone that you wants to get into every conversation.
Yes, a very fast gets rich fast king.
Yeah. Where you just like, oh, okay.
They will not be like, I'll give you some.
Yes, now dollar. And where are they taking it to? And you want to be like, they want to go and change it, and you will.
Yeah. So that they can give you your cut for a money that you don't know how it came about, money that you don't know anything about. So, yeah, I think that is another way. Is there any other way to identify like these suspicious transports?
Oh, okay. Another way is you're trying to enter a KK and somebody is telling you, and there are two persons in the KK. I mean the back seat. And I know it might not really look like a big deal, but I have a childhood friend who has been kidnapped that way. He was trying to enter a KK, and someone just said, "Come down, enter the middle. I'll come down at the front."
Oh, yeah.
Stay in between. I'll come down at the front, and that was it. And he said he was held, like he was held
by the two people beside him.
Because if you were at the edge, you can easily jump down.
Off. Yeah, I've had a friend that actually jumped down from a moving tricycle. Like, immediately she suspected that something was happening. Her bag that was at the back and everything, she left it, but she jumped down and sustained some injury. But at least she saved herself to some extent.
Another point, and there's not like this, and they were telling you that if you talk, we're going to stab you.
Yeah, it gets bad when you are in the middle. So
many times you can be so conscious, and somebody tells you that I'll come down at that, I'll come down, no problem. When you want to come down, I'll come down.
So you
it's
come
not a
down.
Big deal.
Yeah.
Me too, I'm not going far. So it's not a big deal.
Yeah, true. So do you think transportation so far in Lagos, transportation companies like these BRTs has made movements, they've made movements safer?
From what we have on social media, we've had stories where we say somebody entered the BRT and was killed and stuff like that. Well,
someone entered the BRT?
Yeah, like there was a story that was around Lagos for quite some time. That they were fighting for justice for the lady. I don't know who heard it.
Okay.
It's a very popular story. And the girl she even made a video to her friend in the BRT and everything, but she was killed. I would say the government will always do their best. Like they will always do their best.
They will do their best.
They will do their best.
Yeah.
But it's left for the people they employ as the drivers.
Okay.
And many a times, even the government will we provided vehicle, we think it's safe enough. But the intentions of the drivers, the intentions of the people
managing the company,
these buses, it's not just. I think BRT is the government cannot be on every bus now.
Yeah.
So it's not about. It's the intention of the drivers. Do you get?
But to some extent, they've made.
Yes, to some extent, but
easy.
People still kill in BRT buses.
Another thing is, I think that these BRT buses, I don't think they do that early morning commuting.
That's what I'm trying to say.
Another problem.
People still queue. You go early enough to queue.
Oh.
for BRT buses. That's if your resumption time is like 10:09.
Okay.
Okay, you are going.
What's the earliest time that they leave?
I think 7:30.
That's quite late for some people. Like you, that you move by 4:30.
Because since I've been commuting from the mainland to the island, I've not seen any BRT bus as
on
at
the
that
road.
time. Yes,
Yeah,
I don't.
yeah, that could be another problem.
And you see that BRT bus don't work when it's past 8 p.m.
Okay, they don't walk past it.
Yes, most. And you know these BRTs, they have their own lane. So many times they don't encounter traffic.
Yes.
So you can see that that's just what's the difference.
A lot of work needs to go into those initiatives. They are actually very nice, but if it could get, imagine having a BRT that actually leaves the mainland by 4, 5, 6 as early as possible for you to get to your destination very early, and
so people will definitely
I think people will actually make use of it.
Yeah.
All right, moving on, let's talk about our law enforcement officers, the police, the road safety and all. Are their checkpoints, are they effective in preventing these crimes for early commuters?
Well, I would say yes, to an extent.
To an extent.
Yeah. Because the few times that I moved, I will always see them on the road, but not for safety reasons. They just stand on the road.
You don't know what they are standing there to. Exactly, it's for safety reasons.
Okay, I see them on the road and they will just shine the torch in your eyes. Like,
okay, as early as 4, you see them.
Yes,
that's nice.
As early as, so maybe the ones that stayed over the night.
Okay.
As early as, so they are out on the road.
So it's not just for show.
It's not just, and they are there.
They are there.
And
Okay.
Yes. So even at that time, you can't even speed. You can't run at speed as a driver because they are there. So definitely, it's for safety reasons, and and many a times these law enforcement agencies, they know these drivers because they are always on that road.
Yes, that's another thing I've noticed. A lot of them know the drivers.
Yes, they know these drivers. So many a times is when they see a familiar face, like where are you coming from, and then ask some questions. And most times when I want to feel like I'm safe, when the driver is greeting every policeman on the road, I'm like,
that is okay, and they greet him back. And you feel relaxed.
Why are you leaving this late? Like, this is somebody that moves on this road regularly, so they know
the time and everything. Interesting. That's a very nice tip right there. So I think every early commuter should be very conscious, because I think you are a very conscious person for you to have noticed all these things that
because
a driver,
I don't sleep in the bus. You know, most people, when you wake up at 4:30, you're still very tired.
That's a problem.
I don't sleep in the bus. No.
That's also a problem. People that enter the bus and they doze off because you woke up by 3 to prepare and you feel like, okay, I'm safe. The next thing you see yourself inside Sambisa Forest.
Because
the
thing is, no matter how early you sleep, at 4:30 your body still needs sleep.
Yes.
Let's be very honest.
Yes.
No, even if you sleep at 7 p.m. in the evening, as at 4:30 a.m. your body still. They used to say that 4:30 that the sleep is usually sweet.
So, imagine I can't even imagine waking up by 4:30.
And you're not waking up 4:30, you are waking up by 4 to get prepared.
Yeah, and then that is it for the whole day till evening. What about night walks? Well, have you done night journey like?
Yeah, there was a time I got to the mainland around 12.
To 12. Wow.
I used to feel like I like it because the road will be free.
Okay, for evenings.
Like once it's 10:09.
Okay.
The traffic is getting less.
Down, yes.
Yes, but it's not safe. That's the truth, because this how will I put this? Will I call them kidnappers? Will be
bad people.
Let's call them. They will use it as an opportunity, and at that time, they tend to carry it cheaper.
Yes, the prices of transport.
Yes. So at that point, you be like, from here to here, 200. Let me enter. Sharp. Because they say that they used to say the road is free. Enter. 300. Russian.
Yeah. And before you know it, you enter one chance.
That's it. And everybody, we're trying to survive in Lagos now. So who doesn't want cheaper?
Have you ever gotten into problem with these law enforcement officers?
No, not
You've
at
not
all.
had any encounter with them?
No, not
because
at
I
all.
used to hear that sometimes they do delay people from getting to, you do all these things, leave your house very early, only for you to come out on the road, and the policeman also trying to do his duty though, keeps you on the road, maybe because of an issue with your driver, they start fighting, and
No, I think
before you know
I think
it.
for commercial buses they don't really do that. It's for private cars.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they don't really do that for commercial buses, especially when it's in the morning. Everybody's rushing. Don't be checking papers in the morning.
Yeah.
Oga, please, let's go. We are late for work.
Interesting.
So most times is for like personal cars, like when you are with your personal car, they do all the checking. It's like they don't do for those buses, so but not when I move. Not when I'm not for 30 years.
Yeah.
No, not for 30 years.
Okay. All right. That's good. So let's talk about the psychological toll this early commuting. I know we've mentioned it earlier.
Yeah.
What it does to these early commuters. So the constant need to stay alert when you are obviously feeling very sleepy and drowsy and you need more sleep. Constant need to stay alert, to take mental notes and be very conscious about your environment, especially for people commuting in public transports, because if it was private you could actually sleep and be like, okay, when I get to that place, you are traveling with people that you feel safer to some extent. So the things you might be scared of is maybe say road accidents as early as that morning and all. So does this fear affect people's peace of mind?
Was this fear? Or can you be more particular?
Okay, so I mean the fear of commuting very early, fear of things that could happen on the road. Do you think it affects their mental health?
For me,
Their peace of mind, rather.
For me, I just see it as I don't have any choice. Like, is that you get out of the house at this time, or you go late to work.
Okay.
So it's a mental thing. Like you said, do you want to go late to work?
Someone like me will just give up. I can't even do, honestly.
Or you are scared. How long will you be scared when you know that you are going to do this for months? You just have to brace up.
Do you think Lagosians, because there's something I'm always very flabbergasted about Lagosians, like, do you think they even realize that these things that happen to them, you see someone that you mentioned that your brother had an experience that even made him not go to work for like weeks, but I have seen people that they will experience a very big accident on the road and come out with just bruises on their body, and the next day they are back on that road. Like,
Because
do you
they're
even
trying
think
to
they realize
survive.
this
Because
mental impact?
I now I recollected that after that experience, my brother stopped coming home. He now had to like
Get somewhere
we're
close.
closer.
Yeah.
Because I noticed that he now had to stop coming home just because he doesn't want to have that experience again. And even if he comes home and he wants to leave the house, he doesn't he will tell his boss, Sam, because he runs on shifts, so I'm going to come by 1 p.m.
Oh, okay.
So whenever he's at home, he doesn't leave on time. He leaves by 1 p.m.
Okay.
So what are we saying?
No, so what I'm saying is that a lot of people, I've seen it. A lot of Lagosians, they don't even care. They'll be telling them, okay, that one big trailer blocked road somewhere and that they are robbing people there. You still see somebody enter his car and be like,
Because if there are other routes, they would have taken it. But then like I said, they're all trying to. So are you not going to say you're not going to go to work?
exactly. Why not just
Also, it's good that it's
calling
protecting
and
us.
be like,
So, it's good that it's protecting us.
At
We
least-
shall be going.
you pledge the blood of Jesus?
We are not better than people that have passed that.
Oh, God.
And we know we can be very religious and say, we are not better than people
I just think
have gone.
that's not surviving. That is just people slowly breaking down, honestly. Just move. You put everything that happened behind you, bottle
That's
it up, and move the
Yes.
next day.
Yeah.
That's a lot. So let's talk about technology making the life of commuters safer. Do you think technology can help make their life safer?
I think yes, because from what we've had in the news, and they'll be like, they were able to track this person's phone,
Okay, GPS tracking.
GPS tracking, and they found the location was this, they found the location was that.
I understand. Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
I won't had, like I told you, a childhood friend of mine that was kidnapped. We're able to track the number and we're able to know the other people.
She was kidnapped.
He was kidnapped,
Okay.
and we're able to track his phone.
Yeah, that is technology, obviously.
So I think, and whenever my friends or my siblings or anybody that I like is good, I'm like, put on your location,
Before you move,
Before
do you
you
do
move.
that as you move that early? Do you
Yes,
share your
I
location?
do that. I actually I'm
Okay.
conscious of that because I believe at least they cannot find me in any way. They
Let
will
them
shout-
know your last location, where you were located last. It could help.
And there's something I always do whenever I'm leaving the house. At least there's somebody you always tell, I am leaving.
Yeah,
Even
the
if
person
it's
will
via
be there
WhatsApp or-
waiting, tracking you and everything. Where are you? What
Where
point
are
are
you?
you now?
When you get
Is
to
there
the office, let
traffic?
me know.
Yeah.
So those little things, like my bus broke down. Where did your bus break?
Breakdown,
All
yeah.
those little your bus broke down. Where? Okay. So all those little information, it can make you like it can be saved. So until like let's track her phone. She told me this was the last place, like the bus broke down here. So I think if we track it, it will not be far from there. Or, those little things will be able to help.
Yeah.
Yes, I just think you should be accountable to somebody so that at least technology can still help you to
Do those things when the time
Yes,
comes.
in
Yeah.
time of need.
That's true. That's quite true. You need to, help people. Help people help you.
Yeah.
Like you need to help yourself. It's not all about, faith. You have got to
Yeah.
put in the work. Help people help you. Share your locations with people. Be accountable so that they know at what point to start looking for help and at what point you need help. And I know a lot of technologies that are coming up right now, a lot of apps that people can actually use, apps that you can use to track people, you can use to share your locations. There is Google Map. There is a lot of them, like raise alarm in case of any emergency and all those stuff. So that's to say that technology is actually doing the work.
Definitely.
So what about these security hardwares like cameras, CCTVs along the express road? What do you think about that?
Okay, I think one thing that Lagos State government is trying to do of recent is to put more cameras on the road in order to track I think when I say commuters, yes, people commuters that violate the laws. Do you understand? Many major road accidents these days are either caused as a result of impatient drivers, drunk drivers, or maybe it's a recklessness either on the part of the driver or on the part of the pedestrian that is walking. So
okay.
So I think what Lagos State government particularly is trying to do is trying to put more cameras on the road to be able to see to all of these things.
So my sister used to be like an early commuter before. So one time like that, she did like this traffic light. She passed it. I think it was on the mainland or something. She passed through the traffic light very early in the morning because she felt like, okay, no bus, no cars,
No
it's
police,
free.
nobody to question
I
you.
swear, these people came to our house to give her query.
Yes.
Like give her, I don't know. They said the camera captured her, and I was like, so this is actually
So
working.
even if you
I
had hit
was
somebody
very
at that
impressed.
time, the
Yeah,
camera
that's-
would have captured you.
Yes. I was really impressed at that point. I was like, okay, this is working.
So
Everybody
it's
was.
actually working.
She had to just pay the fine and
Yeah,
everything.
you have to.
So that next time you be careful. I never knew those stuff.
So and you can say that it's not just for your sister's safety; it's for
every other
on
person,
the
yeah.
road.
Because imagine, God forbid, that at the point she skipped that traffic light, something happened
to
yeah.
her or even to someone else. So
Yes. I never knew that, and that would be a very nice like initiative if
it's
it
all on all roads.
goes round. Yes, if it goes round, because I
Even
think
on the streets.
yeah,
Let's
even
just-
on
let
the
us stop. Let's
streets,
leave the like.
all these narrow alleys and
Yes,
everything
let's
that
just leave the
people
express.
pass through.
Let's come to the streets.
I've also encountered like a situation where during like you said traffic, because people are trying to cut traffic, so because this traffic also affects people, commuters, although maybe not early people but late commuters. Say late in the night there is traffic. I've experienced one along this Aja. They were like that they are robbing people in their cars. They'll just come break your window, collect everything. Next week, that's how they all just along that express. Like how many cars along that express?
Yeah.
If you're just so
And
unlucky,
out of fear, nobody will want to come out of their car.
exactly. So you just
And you're
they'll
stuck in the
break
traffic. You
stuck
cannot
in
move
traffic.
back,
Do you
cannot move
understand?
forward, so you are there.
You just have to be there. It was a very bad robbery that day. Like we just got the call, although we are still far away. They told us to just wait. That something is happening close to Aja. That they are robbing cars, and then because of the traffic and everything, we just had to stay back at where we were till like very late in the night before we moved, when the traffic was all clear and everything. So I can relate to that as well. Interesting. So what would you suggest for that could help these early commuters feel safer and have peace of mind?
Okay, one thing I would say is, like you said, Lagos is a very fast-paced city, and people are trying to get a means to survive, and you won't tell people to stay in their houses.
Exactly, just to be safe.
Just to be safe. Wouldn't they eat?
Not Lagosians are the last people to do that. Even if every other state, you tell them, okay, curfew. Just imagine, like in the east, they'd be like, no movement on Mondays. It can't be Lagos. People will still come out.
Exactly. So one thing I'll say is, first and foremost, when you're leaving your house, I'll take it in steps. Tell somebody.
Okay. Yeah.
Even if it's, maybe you are living alone, even if there's somebody you always talk to. There's always a friend, there's always a brother, there's always a sister, there's always a parent. Do you get? So I'm leaving the house. Secondly, turn on your location on your phone.
Share your location.
Share your location on your phone. And thirdly, be conscious. Don't just walk and you're walking on the road. Look behind, look by your side.
Don't just enter a car and relax and sleep off. And that one is what I can't ever.
Very important.
understand.
Hold your bag very well.
Exactly.
Hold your bag very well. If I'm carrying a tote bag, it's on my neck. If I'm carrying a cross bag, it's on my front. If I'm carrying a school bag, it's front.
Okay.
Because in Lagos they can tear your bag.
Yeah.
And pick your food. They can tear they do it. It's not just in the market. People feel it's only in the market. They can tear your bag. Imagine everybody's trying to rush to enter a bus. They can tear your bag.
At that point, yes.
So just be conscious. Hold your bag like you hold your hat. Like, just hold it. If they are trying to squeeze you in the bus, squeeze with your bag. So you just have to be very, very conscious of yourself and your properties, whatever you're carrying. Either your phone, your money, anything at all. It could even be your gadgets, your laptop. You know that they used to pick things from the back in Lagos, so you just have to be very, very security conscious.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's what that's the little advice I have for Lagos commuters who live very early.
Yes.
Like 4:30. Like people like me.
People like you indeed.
People like me.
Honestly, I really can't relate. I can maybe relate to late night commuters because I've had like 1 or 2 encounters where I had to. I just had to, because I really don't do that, but I just had to move very late in the night and I couldn't get a ride, so I had to use like public transport. That day was like hell. Anybody that knows me knows I shared that story because I was so scared. I boarded a bus and the experience is just I'm trying to see if I should share. It wasn't the first time, but that late, it was the first time.
And there's always the first time. So
in Lagos.
How about you try it today?
No, I can't do that. No, I can't do that. I can't even think about it. It's going to mess up my
they
peace
used to
of
say
mind.
something. If you know if you're wise for Lagos, you know if you like wise for your new.
I wise that now too.
So I think, and I go with that flow. If you know if you're wise for Lagos, you know if you're wise for your new, because there are a lot of tactics.
I wise
so you
that
have
night.
to know it.
The fact that a conductor was standing, not actually the bus's conductor, the guy just came up the bus was loading and the guy just jumped the bus and he started loading. The driver was like, get down from there, I don't want you. Do you understand? Because I think these drivers move with their own conductors.
They used to call it shadow. They used to shadow for the driver.
The driver was shy, like he doesn't want the shadow. They should leave him alone.
You are trying to call passengers. He's not your driver. You are not even his conductor.
Yes.
You are just trying to call passengers. So when he's leaving, you can find
Do you
something.
get?
It's called shadowing.
The guy refused to come down.
Don't worry, we're on the street. You know how this thing works.
The guy legit refused to come down. Driver was like, leave my car. I said I don't want. At that point, everybody in the bus, I was sitting, and the funny thing was that I was sitting by the door, like the last person by the door. Everybody was like, hold your bag, or he wants to snatch you. I was like, eh?
Yes, because those people actually they can and you know why? Because the drivers know that all these guys, they are not
yes
people.
I think the driver knows that the guy is not a nice person.
They're just trying to survive.
Everybody was shouting both in Yoruba or English. They were like, hold your bag. I don't understand Yoruba. They were like, hold your bag, at that point I just ran inside at the back, although I wasn't going far. It was a very short distance. That was why I even opted for public transport. If not, I would have just cancelled. but it was a very short distance, so I had to go inside. I didn't want to go inside before so that I can easily come down and all that, but I had to go inside at that point. I was like, I beg you. Driver had to come down to go and pursue that guy, and the guy was swearing, I will chew it on top somebody's car. God, that day was hell. I said never again. That lifestyle is really not for me, honestly. So for people that do that, I really swallow for you people. I just hope and I keep praying that you guys are safe and that our country keeps trying to make things better for people.
Yeah.
Make things better. This BRT bus will actually be like a very nice initiative if they implement on it further, if they make it better, make it run by as early as 4. It should be on the road, because it makes things, I think it's going to make things very coordinated. It has its own lane, it can be fast, it can have, because it has its own lane, it can be fast, and everything can move very smoothly for people commuting very early in the morning. All right, guys, that brings us to the end of our conversation for today. Today's topic has taught me a lot. Actually, it has taught me a lot. If you're an early commuter and you're watching this video, I hope you've learned 1 or 2 tips on how to be safe while still doing your early commutes. It's that safety is a full-time job. It's a full-time job, especially in Lagos.
And it's your job.
Exactly. It's a full-time job for everyone. Whether it's avoiding the shady buses, it's dealing with the traffic, the law enforcement, or just trying to stay sane. In the madness of Lagos.
Yeah.
And all I have to say is that we are all in this together. We are all in this together. We keep sharing tips for you to be safe, more safe in this city or whatever city you find yourself in. So that brings us to the end of our topic of our conversation. Thank you very much, Princess.
You're welcome.
And try to cut down on your early morning commute.
We are all trying to survive. Can I please survive? Thank you.
You can survive. I don't even know what to say anymore. Thank you very much for joining us today and for sharing your amazing
You're
experiences
welcome.
with us. And guys, my wonderful viewers, I keep telling you, without you guys, I won't be sitting here. You guys are the one that keeps encouraging us to do more and to bring you more contents on safety and security. So thank you very much for tuning in today. And we'll be looking forward to seeing you next time on Stone Circle Podcast. Go and see our previous episode. If you have any experience, any story, or you even want to come and join us here in the studio and share something about safety with us, anything at all, don't forget to click the link below and share your story. Give us your details, and who knows, we'll see you here talking to others, but this time around as a guest. Thank you very much, everyone, and that's it for today. See you guys next time on Stone Circle Podcast. Bye.